Cheers and welcome my friends, I'm Horath and we are playing Stellaris as the Great Old Ones. In his house at R'lyeh, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming, wrote H.P. Lovecraft in his The Call of Cthulhu. But he also wrote, that is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eons, even death may die. And that is exactly what happened here. At some point, Cthulhu awoke from his slumber. The Great Old One, the horrific deity Cthulhu, awoke under the oceans of Earth in his house in R'lyeh. He awoke and he took over Earth. Humanity is eradicated in this parallel universe, or maybe just our future. This formerly Earth is now called R'lyeh, and it is being inhabited by more Great Old Ones. Humanity is no more, but this is clearly our solar system. We have Venus, we have Mercury, we have Mars, and we have the Great Old Ones in here who are looking to get out into the galaxy and take over these 1,000 stars, enslave all the inhabitants of this place, and yeah, basically take over the world. That is what is going to happen. So, welcome. I'm just gonna go through this. If you want to know the settings of this game, have a look at episode 0 of it. I'm just gonna go through our backstory. So, Cthulhu is being described as a humanoid form with an octopus head and wings. I couldn't manage the wings, but we do have the octopus head. We are a divine mandate led by the godlike Cthulhu, who is of the Great Old One species. These are our ethics. We are spiritualists, so we know that there is more than just the simple material world. We are militarists because we are really evil, evil deities that want to conquer everything. And we are xenophobes. We basically hate all the lesser races. So, screw them. There is a way to have a look at your species. Over here, yeah. So we do have a couple of traits. Most notably, we are venerable. So our people live way longer. Great Old Ones. I couldn't make them immortal, but they're going to live 120 years longer than normal people, so we can expect them to reach, I'd think, about 200 years each. So that's going to be good. The Great Old Ones are decadent, so they need slaves, and they are repugnant because look at them, and they are solitary because each one of them is a god, not conceivable by a human mind. You're gonna get insane if you try to, but I hope you stay with me nonetheless. Later we're gonna be able to modify our species if we research gene tailoring. So what is this? This is a Space 4X game created by Paradox, the makers of Europa, Universalis 4 and Crusader Kings 2, and it's just out now. I'm just going to go through this screen very quickly. So we do have 3 resources. We have energy credits, which is sort of money and labor put into one thing. We do have minerals, which we need to build stuff. And we have influence, that is sort of the political clout that we have in ruling our own people, but also in doing things with other empires. And we have just reached the ability to do hyperspace travel. We do have a science ship here. Currently it is the Magash class. I'm gonna rename planets and ship classes and all that after the Great Old Ones. There is a huge pantheon of these deities that H.P. Lovecraft created. And we're gonna draw on that, and we're gonna play this sort of roleplay wise. I have already taken one more negative trait than I needed, for my race, just because it fits role-playing wise. We are playing on insane difficulty, but we shouldn't really have a problem here. So this is our wormhole station, and if you have a look outside here, oh, we're near Alpha Centauri. Interesting. So I guess we are really where we should be in the galaxy, or is this just being created in our vicinity? I wonder. Well, we are at the end of one of these spiral arms, and the dashed line that you see out here is the range of our wormhole generator. This is how far we can send out our ships. We will have to build more wormhole generators if we want to go farther than that, which we definitely want to do because we need some slaves. This is our science output. Yeah, I'm finished with the resources. We're gonna survey the system with our science ship, find out what lies in the system, then we're gonna start building mining stations and all that, gathering resources. This is our science input, which is in 3 fields. So we have physics, we have society, and we have engineering. And the research in this game is a bit different than other games because you don't really have a research tree, you don't have a tech tree, but rather research is drawn from a deck of cards weighted by how common things are, and you're gonna get a choice out of 3 things. So what did we unlock for physics? You have to choose wisely because stuff might not come back again. Gravitic sensors. So this might be quite good. Because we will have a lot of survey. We'll have to do a lot of survey in the future. Because surveying systems is going to show us what is actually in the system. I think I'm going to go with that. Survey speed. What is the society research? This will increase our monthly influence, which is currently increasing by +3. You need influence to create border posts. You need them to do all kinds of interesting things. You have edicts. You can do some sort of propaganda internally. You also need this to upkeep alliances. You need it to integrate vessels. There's a lot of things to do with influence, and it's the most difficult to increase, I think. So this is quite tempting. But I do think that we have to move towards colony ships. We really want to colonize as fast as we can, especially now in the early game. What do we get for engineering? So powered exoskeletons is just going to give us a flat increase to minerals and an increase, to army damage. That is not bad. This will increase our mineral storage capacity. How much can we store at the moment? 5,000. Alright then. This looks good. So this mining network 2 is something that we could build on the planet. We're going to get to that in a bit. And this would allow us to build defense platforms, which is also really useful. I'm just thinking what we take here. And this is also one of the instances where I think the game is very cleverly designed, because you always have to make these decisions and to weigh different options against each other. That is what keeps the game interesting. 5% minerals is not gonna give us much, but it is gonna accrue over time, so we're gonna go with that. And you can see how much time we need to research these things. So 65 months to research colony ships. That is quite a bit. We're in the year 2200. Yeah, let's have a look at R'lyeh, formerly Earth. So you can see that we have a surface and that we have some populations. Our whole population consists of great old ones. You can see what they are producing down here. So this guy is producing 3.6 food. They're producing 10% less because they are decadent. They need slaves to be really happy and to produce enough. Yeah, so we have food, we have energy credits, we have some minerals over here, Not a lot of research going on here. Then we have some tile blockers. So this is an industrial wasteland. We could clear that out if we had the stuff for it, which we don't at the moment. And depending on what is on that tile, you can build different things. We do have a planetary administration, which is giving adjacency bonuses to the tiles that it surrounds. You can see that on this plus sign, so it is increasing the output of this thing. Increasing mineral, food, and energy credit output by +1. So that is a thing that you want to keep in mind if you're settling new planets, to position your planetary administration, which is always the first building that you build on a planet, at a spot where you can have the maximum adjacency bonuses. You'll notice that it does not give an adjacency effect for science. So it would be kind of wasted to put this near a science thing. Now we can move these pops freely. Now this pop is unemployed, so they're basically wasted on that field. And depending on what you produce on these things, your population is going to grow. So this is our food surplus, and the food surplus determines how fast your population grows. Which is something that we want. We want our population to grow very much. We do have a hydroponics farm on this tile already. It might be good to clear this tile out to actually increase our food. You can see that these things are quite costly. I'm not sure if we are not shooting ourselves in the foot by doing this. But I do think that we need to gain more food. We could do different things with the pops. We could enslave them, because that is something that we have no problem with, being xenophobes, so we tolerate alien slavery, but we also divine mandate, which gives us another 50% slavery tolerance. So our people have no problems with slaves, but we're not going to enslave a great old one. We have lesser people to enslave out there. So constructing this. I cannot upgrade this. This guy is on a field where he is not of much use to us. We could build another mining network on there, which might be a good idea. You notice that on all the tiles adjacent to our planetary administration, we already have things happening. But yeah, I do think we're going to go with mining network on this one. We do have a construction ship as well, so we do have 3 or 4 things here in orbit. We do have a spaceport where we can build more ship if we want to. We can put modules on this. We don't have any research right now, but oh well. You see this number, this is the military power of this station, which is 400 is quite large at the beginning, but later it is rather minuscule. Then we have a science ship that also has a scientist on board. Ooh, this guy is resilient, so he's gonna live longer. This is his trait. Leader lifespan plus 25 years, and our people are already long-lived. So this scientist is gonna accrue experience, which you can see over here, which is going to increase the research speed. And we can send this science ship to research things. So we could, for example, tell it to survey this, but we're just going to go and survey this system. So it's going to fly to everybody, scan it, have a look at it, and then we're going to see what happens here. Then we have our first little fleet, the first Nautilus squadron. We can send the view around these guys. So these are corvettes, the smallest ship size that we have in our empire, and they are carrying missiles. And you can see up here, these are missile throwers, a small one and a medium one. And you can actually design ships in this game. So we have a ship designer over here. So we have a corvette. You can do these things differently. We could, for example, go for a different core, for a different setup in this ship, and that would change what we can fit on there. So we're currently using the striker core, which gives us 1 small weapons slot and 1 medium weapon slot. We could go for an interceptor core to have just 3 small slots, or we could go for a shifter core, which would give us more utility slots. So I think this might be something for a stealth-based ship, maybe, where you need more utility things. This might be sort of a fighterish setup where you try to build small, fast ships. But we're gonna go with the striker core for now, because the medium weapons have longer range. You can see that these guys have 36 range, and the small weapon has 26 range. They also have higher DPS, so you can see average damage 3.63 per, I guess, per day. That is damage per day. But, oh yeah, they both have 100% accuracy. So it is, I think, generally better to go with as big fittings for missiles as possible. And you can even see that it is showing us where this thing is. Currently have no other weapons that we can put on this, but yeah, then we have construction ships, and we have the science ship that we can fit out in different ways. I quite like this. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can edit them. We're definitely gonna go ahead. We're gonna call this construction ship class Shoggoth. The Shoggoths are yeah, we're gonna delete this old design. The Shoggoths are the slave race for the Great Old Ones, a race that they created to do all the menial tasks for them. So that is our new class. I'm gonna try to rename as much of these things after Lovecraft, Cthulhu mythos names as possible. Alright, so that was our fleet. And over here is our construction ship. Currently it is Jagon class, but we would be able to upgrade it, I think. Repair fleet, upgrade fleet, no upgrade available. Alright then. Yeah, can't do that right now. Maybe if we unpause. But yeah, let's start. Let's have our survey ship. You can see that our survey ship is going on its merry way. I'm gonna center the camera around the survey ship, so you can see that it is on the way to Mercury. We do have our sun here. I named it R'lyeh instead of Sol. Ooh, and we have a new heir to our empire. High Priest Glorim Schloss. It's the new heir. Might have to rename him if I can. Are you a character? What are you? Deep connections, champion of the people. You're a space mine and have architectural sense. Well, oh well, it's fine. I do think that we can change the people that we have. The persons, it is, yeah, over here in the leader screen. So where's our heir? Doesn't look like I can really influence the heir. That's kind of a shame. You can see that we have a leader cap. We have currently 5 of 10. We could recruit an admiral. It does cost us influence, so I'm gonna hold off on that because we want to do some land grab. We have a governor that is governing R'lyeh, who has the ability or the trait Iron Fist, which is going to increase our slave mineral output and our slave food output. Very, very good, very useful. We just have to get some slaves now. These scientists also have different traits. This guy, we have research speed people leading our research. This guy has particle research as his expertise, and that is also going to influence what kind of things we get, what kind of decks we draw from the research card. Okay, so now the ship has started scanning Mercury. Gonna find out what is happening in there, if there's anything on the surface. I do hope that we get some sort of Minerals. It doesn't look like it. I do have the detailed view. It should show us some sort of mineral symbol if there was something to get from there. And it doesn't. So I guess that's kind of a bummer. But oh well. Let's see what we find in here. Just gonna go up in with the speed a bit. So we're scanning Venus now. Gonna scan one Ceres. All the moons of Jupiter and Jupiter itself. Okay, so there are some minerals on Io. Pause the game. We're gonna tell our construction ship over here to build a mining station on Io. This is gonna cost us 1 energy credit monthly maintenance, but it's also gonna give us 4 minerals, which is what we need. We need minerals in the early game very urgently. So, and there is some engineering research things on Ganymede. What is that? Oh yeah, we're in the red now because we have more stations than we can have here. Oh, we have 1 more station then. What we needed to uphold our energy credit balance, but don't worry, we're gonna get more things. And our scientist has gained a level, very good. Mining station is done. Okay. We could build more mining stations, and I do think we want that. I think we're gonna tell the construction ship to build one at Uranus.
Anomaly found.
Okay, so we have found an anomaly. This is some sort of a science quest. We found that on the moon. During the survey of our home system, we found something on Luna that did not match early observations made from our homeworld. We could research this now. So it is an anomaly level 1. We do have 0% failure risk, which is very good, nice. But I do think we want to finish scanning the system before we go after that. Leave it be for now. We just want to finish this the system just so that we know what we can build. So R'lyeh is done with constructing the mining network and this dome over here. You can see this sort of translucent pop. That is a newly growing pop that we get from the food surplus that we're generating. That is good, but it's gonna be idle as soon as it grows up because we have all these tiles blocked. I'm not sure how we're gonna approach that. I do think that we should clear this, these sprawling slums. But I also want to keep the money to maybe create some more stations. You can see that we have some sort of a progress bar down there. We have an anomaly. We've found much more.
Complete.
Okay, so the R'lyeh system has been fully surveyed. We're now at only a slight loss, 0.04, because we finished our station at Uranus. That is good. I do think that we want to send our construction ship to gather these mineral places as well. So you can see that this number is green, which means that we're now gathering the minerals over there. Let's build a mining station over here, and then we just have to wait until this goes up. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and clear these slums. We need more credits. It's gonna take some time, and then we're gonna put this pop onto this place. Oh yeah, and we can actually survey the anomaly now. It doesn't really make sense to have that guy hang around. We can do that in two ways. We can right click on this thing and do research, or we can go into the situation log, I guess. There's some place where I can send them to research things. Oh well. I do think we have to end the episode here in any case. We're gonna continue surveying the anomaly and building more mining stations in the next episode. And I do think we're gonna leave our home system as well. We're gonna move towards Barnard Star and Alpha Centauri. And then we really need to cross the gap between those two spiral arms. We want a presence in this arm as well, or we're gonna have a bit of a problem expanding. But I do like the four-armed spiral galaxy. It does create some nice choke points. But yes, for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please give me a like. It is especially useful in the first episode of a series. That's this episode, and the playlist show up higher in search results, which is helping the channel, so I would appreciate it. If you want to see more of the series, please consider subscribing. And if you want to leave me any sort of feedback, if you want me to improve my commentary or stuff, leave me a comment. I hope you join me next time. Thanks and bye bye.